Welcome back, y'all. Let's start out with the question of the day. This question says, what is the best way to store your wigs? Now, this question I actually get a lot, and I have so many different ways that I store my wigs. I've tried, dresser drawers, I've tried mannequin heads, and I've also just tried just leaving them in their original packaging or like little dust baggies. But the one thing that I really found that is very convenient is actually using these right here, which are wig storage bags with hangers. And I find these very convenient because not only if I wanted to store them, like hang them up in my closet or on like a rack, it's convenient for that. But if I'm traveling, I can have an easy way to travel with wigs that I want to take on vacation. Now, I will have this link down in my Amazon storefront. So if you would like to purchase it, it will be in my Amazon storefront link below. Very convenient for you guys to find. But if you have any more questions, be sure to leave a comment below in the comment section, and I will either answer it in a video or I'll answer it directly. Let's jump right in. All right, let's get into the bleaching tutorial, but first let's take a look at what this wig looked like straight out the box before I did anything to it. This is a body wave texture. This is a 16-inch. This is what the quality of the hair looked like. I am going to lighten this hair with my developer method. Shared that in a previous video, so go check out that video if you would like to see that method. But the hairline on this wig, of course, is a delicate hairline Swiss lace. As you can see, the hairline looks really good. The knots are not bleached. So this is what your knots will look like if they were not bleached. Now, the key to bleaching knots is to make the scalp area look like scalp. You don't want to see all these little dots that you see. And even though the knots are very small, very good on this wig, you still want to make them invisible. So my method today is going to show you exactly how to do that and how to achieve a scalp appearance without using a wig cap. And I'm going to drop some secrets on how I use a developer to determine what color my knot should be for complexions. So make sure you keep on watching. Let's jump right into this. All right, so before I start with bleaching the knots, I'm going to remove this elastic band that's in the inside because I don't want anything hindering how I bleach the knot. So I just kind of take it out so that it won't be in the way. I put it back in normally after I finish styling and everything with the wig. So as you can see, this is a 13x6 cap. So my plan today is to show you the techniques that I use to get the perfect scalp look with bleach. But if you want the exact bleach that I'm using in today's tutorial, which is really good by the way, I will put it in my Amazon storefront. However, there are cheaper alternatives to hair bleach. So if you guys have your favorites, you can use those. But if you want quality, check my Amazon storefront link in the description box. I will link the developer and the bleach. For the measurements, I use 1 scoop of the bleach and I use 1 scoop of developer in the scoop. As you can see, that's why I'm saying scoop. But I just put it in there and then I pour it into the bleach. This is how much I use, and as you can see, the bleach that I use is very creamy. It's not watery. It's got a thick consistency. So I just dump that in there and mix it up. Now this right here is enough to do 2 wigs, and I always find myself trying not to throw away extra bleach when using this particular bleach because 1 scoop will do 2 wigs when it comes to bleaching the knots. So I'm just telling you all that if you can, save your money and definitely bleach more than 1 wig if you have leftover bleach. Now for the knots, I like to use 30 developer because it takes the knots to my complexion, and I usually leave it on for 15 to 20 minutes. If you are darker than me, you only need 20 developer. You only need your knots to go brown. So take only 15 minutes with 20 developer. Now if you are fair skin, definitely go with the 40 developer for 15 minutes. Nobody ever talks about that, but I wanted to tell you all that because it's very important to understand what developer you need to achieve what color knots that fits your scalp color. And for me, it's 30 developer, and I figured this out a while ago. I had to switch. I don't know if you guys saw the drop or the increase in quality. I use my cell phone for this part. I have an iPhone, by the way, if you're wondering what the quality is for this part, but I wanted to make sure that you all was able to see exactly what I'm doing. And I'm very impressed with my camera, so I had to tell you guys that, yes. But anyways, I'm taking the applicator brush and painting the bleach down the inside of the cap. Let's talk about this part, because I've heard so many people say all the time you don't want the bleach to spill onto the root of the hair, which is true. You don't want it to go an inch or even 2 inches onto the roots of the hair. However, I would say push that bleach into that lace so that you're making sure it's getting over the knots on the other side of the lace. A lot of times, if you're just placing that bleach on that lace and then you rinse it off and then you be like, oh my God, the knots did not bleach. It's because it only bleached the underside of the knots. It didn't go through the lace. So you want to press and push that bleach so that it's on the other side. And I'm gonna show you all what I mean in a second. But that's what I like to do. Another thing people will say is make sure the bleach consistency is very thick. If the consistency is thick, like I said, make sure you're pressing it through the lace so it's actually getting over the knots that's on the other side. If you think you're brave enough, I've done this before, make your consistency a little watery. Not too watery where it's running down the hair, but watery enough where it can seep through. So as you can see, the knots are covered. This is what you want it to look like on the edge all the way into the hair. Now remember, at the hairline, the knots are thinner. So you want to make sure that behind the hairline, where the knots tend to be bigger, you are pressing that into the lace. So it's going through the lace. If you don't, you will not cover knots and you will still see them. The point of this is to create a scalp-like look. And even if you make a mistake and get some into the hair, it's okay. Go back and use a coloring kit and fix it. But this is what it looked like when I part the hair. As you can see, the bleach is actually covering the knots on the other side. And this is key. Now, when you are done and it's time to rinse, I will recommend using a purple shampoo. My favorite one I have linked in my Amazon storefront link. You can check that one out. It's a little pricey, but it's very good. And if you use that one particularly, let it only sit for 1 minute if you are my complexion or lighter, because you don't want it to completely turn the knots back brown. So if you are my complexion, it'll definitely take that brassy yellowishness out of the knots and make it look more like scalp. So definitely check it out. The link will be in the description box. Now, once you are done, it should look like this. And as you can see, it looks exactly like scalp. You can part this particular wig anywhere on the lace. Now, if you wanted to have a more intense effect, you can go back and bleach again for an additional 10 minutes. But if you were like me and you use the 30 or the 40 developer during the first round, don't use that again. You can use the 20 developer or the 10 developer just to take it just a shade or two lighter. You don't want to go in again with that. But if you only use the 20 developer during the first round, then you can go in maybe with the 30 developer and see where it gets you. Just in case you're wondering, yes, you would go in again with that purple shampoo to knock out any brassy or yellow tones so that the knots can look more like scalp. Each time you bleach your hair, you definitely want to use any type of shampoo that is going to get rid of that. Another thing I like about using my method is that, as you can see, I have not glued this wig down, and from the forehead all the way into that parting, it looks like scalp. So if you wanted to wear this wig glueless, of course, you can definitely do that. Now, this texture is body wave. I use my blow dryer to straighten it out, and I'm not going to install it with glue until my next video. So if you guys want to see what the install will look like, I'm going to show you that in my next video. But right now, I just wanted to focus on showing you all what the parting look like, what the knots look like, and also how to bleach them. Now, here's a better close-up of everything. And again, I don't get any shedding with the method that I use. You do not want to over bleach, so make sure that if you're bleaching your knots, you are paying attention to that time. You don't have to be scared to do it either. If you feel like you may over bleach, go in increments, maybe 10 minutes the first round, rinse it, and then do it again. And I'm just throw it out there because you all seen that I used that BW2 bleach in my previous video. I don't like that bleach. It is so dusty, like the particles get up your nose. So using a quality hair bleach is key to bleaching your knots and also just overall your health. Okay, so the one that I like to use will be linked in my Amazon storefront link in the description box. I will also put the purple shampoo in that link. The wig storage bags will also be in that link, and also this wig will be linked in the description box with a discount code. And don't forget to subscribe, turn on those notifications, because I'm going to be installing this wig in my next video. But as you can see, you can wear it glueless if you would like. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you back in my next video.